Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Intuitive Wisdom Tarot. I'm Jen, and I'm so glad you're here. We're stepping into the energy of May for Earth signs. This is a powerful blend of grounding and expansion. The first half of the month carries the energy of Taurus, which is slow, steady, intentional. This is where you build, where you root yourself, and where you embody what you've been calling in. The second half shifts into Gemini energy. This is movement, communication, new ideas, and opportunities. This is where things begin to open, connect, and flow. So this month isn't about rushing. It's about anchoring first and then allowing things to evolve. Take a deep breath in and slowly release. Let yourself fully arrive in this moment. This reading is about manifesting your best life. Not just through wishing, but through alignment, action, and trust in your own energy. As we move into this reading, I would like you to ask yourself, what am I building and how can I stay open to the opportunities that want to find me? Notice what stands out to you, the messages, the emotions, the subtle confirmations, and over it all, trust yourself. Be sure to tap like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I love connecting with you. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a Wisdom of the Oracle to get a general energy for Earth signs for the month of May. What energy, what message is coming through for Earth signs for the energy of May? All right. Thank you, Spirit. Earth signs, we are getting for you Unfinished Symphony, number 10. All right, so some things that have not quite come to an end, and for a good reason. There are some things that need to be reflected on, some things that probably need to be reassessed, brought up, like reevaluated. Let's see what energy or what message is coming through for Unfinished Symphony. Let's see. Here we go. Essential meanings. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. The Oracle message. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. All right, Earth signs. So this is a big message coming through in just the reference of, again, ending a cycle. We have the number 10 here as well. 10 is the end. So some things that you have maybe started, and I'm getting back in January, there were lots of things that you may have started. This is a time because there's a new cycle coming through in whatever area, place it where it resonates, but you are to look at some of those things that maybe did not play out and not look at them as going, oh, I failed, but look at them as why, right? It wasn't the right time, or it was something that was not needing to come through. But there are also some things that may have been delayed that you are needing to reflect on and look at it and say, is it something that's worth coming forward? So right now, in the month of May, you're looking at all of those unfinished symphonies, all those unfinished things, maybe some things that you just need to radically accept. All right, we're going to jump into tarot. Let's see what is coming through for Earth signs for the month of May. For Earth signs. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Earth signs, we are getting for you The Five of Swords. This is the energy you are embodying or needing to embody as we move in through this month of May. We have the Two of Cups, which is the energy you are needing to co-create with the universe during May. We have the Four of Swords, which is the energy you are needing to lean into. And advice from Spirit is the Queen of Cups. And at first glance, there's a lot of energy in messages coming through with a relationship. So there could very well be some unfinished business, some unfinished things that need to be spoken about with a relationship or a partnership. But it's going to allow one for you to reset, right? To, again, let go of those things that no longer need to be there, whether you're rekindling. I just got that. Some of you are rekindling a relationship. Some of you are in a relationship and you are like starting a new cycle on that. But there are some things I just got. Bury the hatchet, whatever that may be, whatever things with that, it's time to do so. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. This is the energy underneath it all. And this is a vibrant, illuminating, very high vibe energy coming through. This is a major arcana. So again, this is a very strong energy in major themes. But again, this is just, it's the most positive card in the deck. So when we take a look at this energy that's underneath it all for you earth signs, in the month of May, you are feeling and vibing high. You have, again, probably accomplished a lot of things. There's this big determination energy that has come through. And again, I'm getting back in January. It was like once the year ended and the new one began, you were like, I'm no longer sitting around. I'm no longer feeling this, I keep getting this like stagnant energy for earth signs. And you are like, I'm going out and I'm being successful. And you are. You used one of your best qualities, which is determination, hardworking, reliable, building those routines. And that's what you've been doing. And it's time for you to celebrate. The Sun is coming in saying you have really achieved such great things. You've elevated in your energy. There's a kind of a rebirth energy with this as well. And it feels like it's like the clouds have parted and the sun is now shining. So this is a very excellent energy to have underneath it all. So for this month of May, it just feels like you are celebrating yourself. You're celebrating the environment around you. You're in a very good space environmentally, emotionally, physically. I'm feeling some like healing of some inner child wounds. Again, some things that you have really worked on that were deep, right? There was some deep energy with that. So you have really done a nice job at, again, letting those things come to surface, letting those things rise, and you allowing it to be illuminated, right? To be acknowledged, heard, seen. And from there, you are just elevating in this excellent energy. A beautiful energy to have underneath it all. Now, the energy that you are needing to embody as we move through the month of May is the Five of Swords. Now, I'm going to break it apart because the first thing that really stuck out is the number 5. 5 is a number of change. It's a number of changing, of adaptation, of evolving. And when we look at swords, which is the second thing that really popped out, it's all about our mind. It's all about what's going on up here. And we see two people here. So really thinking about a relationship, really thinking about not only just a relationship or relationships, but the relationship you have with others. So I'm getting, again, a people-pleasing vibe off of this, but I'm feeling that you earth signs have, again, this is part of that going, I'm done being stuck in my head. I'm done replaying the conversations that go on. I'm done being the one that doesn't speak up, right? Because of whatever reason. I was hiding. There was things that I wasn't feeling safe or heard or understood, right? So you withdrew from conversations, withdrew sharing your ideas and your dreams and hopes and things with people, right? And there's a lot of times where you were the one that walked away feeling worse because you were stuck in your head at what you said, what you didn't say, what you did, what you didn't do, right? And these ruminating thoughts continue to happen. Well, this energy is an energy of shifting, of changing. Again, I'm getting the clouds parting. Now, when we think about, again, this unfinished symphony, the month of May, Spirit is bringing back around some things in relation to your relationships, maybe to specific ones. It could have been within work. It could have been within maybe your romantic relationship. It could have been with people that you collaborate with, you work with. But this is coming back around so that you can really examine it and say, all right, what is it that I'm building? And what's in the way of me continuing to trust my own energy, right? This is a big energy here. Earth signs, you are doubting yourself. And I feel a very good connection with you and your intuition. But for some reason within this last cycle, there was quite a few things of you doubting yourself. Now, this could have been very much 10 years, right? We have the number 10. 10 is a number of cycles. 10 is the end, but it's also a new beginning. So right now in the month of May, there are things coming back around that align with relationships or align with different experiences that you've had with others. It could have been, you could have been the bull and maybe been a little bully when it came to trying to accomplish something. Or you could have been the one that dropped and walked away or withdrew. Place it where it resonates. But there are some things that are coming back around for you to mend. That is because there is a new cycle beginning. There's some unfinished business that is needing to be resolved. That's because as you move into this new cycle, and this is with any cycle, we evolve, we mature, we learn, we feel icky, and we feel excited, and we feel all of these things, and all of this prepares us for what is going to be happening in the next cycle. And that's a big message here. You're being prepared for something coming forward, right? This stuff happened. Could have been arguments. It could have been, again, not seeing eye to eye. Again, maybe at work, or again, you could have been in this collaborative group. I keep getting this group where you didn't share. Like you would go and then you just felt somebody would say something and it just was a cut and you took it very, very personal. Well, this is where you get to change that. And in the month of May, that is where you are doing this. So with your relationships in May, what is being advised is when you are starting to feel those feelings, right? Your heart starts pounding, like somebody will say something, maybe your ears will ring or your heart starts pounding and you're like you start feeling that feeling in your belly. Spirit is asking you to notice those because those are the signals that tell you, okay, you're either going to fight, flight, or freeze, right? And your job is to take a look at that because you're changing this. And you go, okay, if I normally fight, what I need to do is I need to pause. You could actually count to 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to count out loud. If you want to, you are more than welcome to. But you count that out and then you think before you react, right? If you're one that flees, you're like, I'm going to withdraw from the situation. Again, count to 5 and then think, is it for me? Do I need to share what is on my mind? Do I need to share here? So this is really asking you in this month of May, be attuned to yourself, to how you are showing up, how you are trusting yourself, how you're not. And this is that time to be able to bring awareness to that. We're illuminating, right? Sun is all about illuminating, and it's for your highest good. It's, again, you being able to manifest your best life, to align with what you need to align with. If this is not, like, if this people pleasing, and believe me, I'm somebody that works on that every single day. If this is something that you feel is your frustration, this is where you can change it. So this month of May is really asking you to know that you're in this energy, right, where you can shift and change. Stop letting these things ruminate in your mind. When you start replaying that conversation, oh, I should have, could have, would have said these things, that's where you tell yourself, right, stop, right? It's time for me to go, but what did I? How am I trusting? What is my lesson in this? Was it for me to walk away? Did I need to walk away? Was it for me to apply the pressure back? What was the intention behind it? And again, that's really a big thing, being intentional, especially during this Taurus time, right? This first half of May. Be intentional. Be intentional and think intentional. What were my motives of reason of this, why this is happening, right? If it was aligned with what needed to be, meaning I needed to walk away from that situation, then trust yourself and say yes, right? Celebrate yourself for that. If it was something where you were needing to say something and you didn't, that's where you resolve. This next time when I come into this situation, or next time I am with that person, or I'm going to share it. And if it's something that you need to voice, write it out. Write out that conversation, right? What you said, what you wanted to say, right? Get that out. Write a letter to that person. I mean, you can send it if you want, or you have the intention of not. The fact is that it is time for you to voice or to really intentionally align with why you behave in the ways that you do. There's a purpose and a reason, right? So whenever these things start coming up in your head, no matter what, that's where you look at it. Did I align with what I wanted to accomplish? If yeah, celebrate. If not, do something so you can express yourself, so that you can get this rumination out of your mind. Now, the energy you're needing to co-create is healing, right? Connection. This is the 2 of Cups, and the Cups is all about emotions. It's all about healing that connection. Now, this could very well be one person, right? It could be your relationship with your romantic partner. It could be a relationship with your best friend. It could be a relationship with you and your higher self that goes into, was I trusting myself in this last cycle, right? Unfinished business is coming up. Things are coming forward so that you can illuminate them. You can shed the light. You can intentionally understand why you are doing what you're doing, right? Intentionally understand why you're communicating in the ways that you're communicating, and really thinking about, how can I shift? This is also making decisions. So this comes to the point, I'm coming back to, if this is a ruminating conversation that you keep having after you've been in this situation with this person or this group or whatever this may be, place it where it resonates. Your decision is to say, I'm approaching it with love. I'm approaching it with gratitude. I'm approaching it from a healed self. I'm approaching it from a new lens, saying, I don't want to take that old cycle with me, right? So I'm going to make the decision to be aware when my mind is ruminating, to be aware when my heart starts to pound and my stomach starts to feel nervous because of something, right? Those are all our signals that tell us, right? This is something that we need to address and think about, right? We're not living our authentic self. And this is a beautiful thing. Now, for some of you, earth signs, this is a rekindling of a relationship. Now, I'm getting two things. One, it could be somebody that you have been in a relationship before. I got this from the last reading, and I'm getting it again. And life has been lived, right? And you have just recently rekindled. What is asking is you are making the decision to let go of the Fives of Swords. Let go of that stuff that was in the way, right? We have matured. You have grown. There's different things that have happened, different experiences. And so you are to co-create the shifting of that, the releasing, the healing. That's so that you can come together, you can connect, and you can start growing in new ways. Now, this could also be somebody who's in a relationship, and the relationship, again, it could have been that 10 years, has been through a cycle where there's been a lot of arguments, a lot of turmoil, a lot of I should have, could have, would have's, types of things. And so you again are coming to, you and the other person are aligning and saying, hey, we're letting bygones be bygones. We're letting that go. So you're co-creating opportunities where you two can come together. And that is what, again, is being advised at this time too. If there is someone and you have mutual wanting to make this relationship work, you two need to work together, spend time together, do things together, start making decisions together, doing small gestures together, right? I'm getting, it's like you can do something for the month of May. We just started May, so today's May 4th. And you can start maybe each day do some small gesture for each other. I'm getting like a bingo card. I mean, sometimes we do this with other things, and it's like you can make a bingo. And so each day, or even a calendar, each day has something that you can do. Write them a love note, draw a heart on the mirror with an expo marker, just little things like that. So there's little things that you can do, and it's both of you, right? That's what you do. And then at some point, like, you are both building, you're both filling each other's cups, right, to help this union continue. So that is a big energy. Really co-create and align with practices and experiences where you are showing each other that you love each other. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's romantic, whether it's a partnership, right? Think about whatever you need to do so that you feel seen, heard, and understood, and they feel seen, heard, and understood. And it's very important because at this time, especially in May, there's this stuff coming back around so that you guys, wherever that relationship may be, can heal, right? And you can start anew, making new decisions. And that's a big thing. I'm feeling like there was a path and it diverged. You went this way, your partner went this way, and now it's time to bring it back together. Start something that will get you to working together. So that might be working on a project together. That might be starting something like I'm getting a trek, like maybe you're going on a pilgrimage together, but doing something together to really, again, bring you two together. Now, the energy you are needing to lean into is the Four of Swords. This is rest, that mental chatter, right? We have a mental chatter. We have being up in our heads with maybe ruminating ideas, ruminating thoughts, ruminating conversations. Now, we have the Four of Swords, right? 4 is foundational. 4 is I have created this space. It's safety, it's security. And that's where you've healed from this 3 of Swords. Whatever was said, whatever was done. And a lot of that, when we think of swords, again, it's our words. It's what we said. Maybe you had said some really hurtful things to that person, and that person may have said really hurtful things to you. But you are to lean into practices where you are resting your mind, resting that mental chatter. This could be meditating. Now, you and your partner may need to go on a meditation retreat together. You and your partner may need to meditate at a center together. You and your partner might need to take again a vacation together where it's just you and them. And it's where you're healing from that and you're giving yourself the rest and the quiet, right? Maybe you do journaling together. This is something that can also be, it's a reciprocating journal where you're not actually saying words, but you're writing letters back to each other. I know when I was a teacher in the classroom, we used to have a journal together. And so like I would write something to them. It was a quick little thing. And it was like, you did really well on whatever assignment. And that would stay on their desk. And then when they come back in the next day, they get to read it and then they would write and then we would switch back and forth. So it was just this way of being able to have a conversation, but expressing, right? And we didn't have to sit down and say that. Now, if this is someone that, again, is your partner, maybe you write love letters back together. Maybe it's your business partner. Maybe you write like ideas back together. What is it that you see for the company? What is it that they see for the company? What are some things that you might be having a difficult time expressing face to face? Write it. And those are ways that you are able to, again, express yourself, but give yourself the rest. Because when a lot of times, like when we're in these situations, we have these arguments. We start getting emotional. We start getting heated. Our words start reflecting how we're feeling inside. We start taking things personal, right? That can be a very good way of keeping it neutral when you're writing back and forth. And I'm saying longhand. I'm not saying we do our text messages, right? I'm saying good old fashioned paper pencil, because there is a process that goes along with that. And that is what Spirit is asking you to tap into, is that process of healing, right? Process of resting, of relaxing. Again, I'm getting a very quiet, very peaceful moment. Maybe you both drink tea in the morning or coffee. Maybe you sit outside and you allow yourself 10 minutes just to sit side by side and exchange the energy, right? Just listen to the birds, listen to nature. Maybe it's raining where you're at, and so you can listen to the rain together. And it could very well be you set the timer and you just sit and be, right? Maybe you hold hands that whole time. So those are some things that you are to need to lean into. These practices and these building these experiences where you can rest, and where you, for yourself, right, but also for the partner too. Now, if this is a situation where you are just, it's you and your higher self mending, that's where you're meditating. You can also write letters to you and your higher self, right? You write a letter, meditate, then write a letter after in response to what that is. That's you and your higher self talking back and forth. Okay. So again, you're leaning into those practices that's building this. It's almost like a stress-free zone too. Like I'm getting very soft, beautiful music. It could just very well be like a fountain. I'm getting trickling water. Maybe there's a place that you love to be in, and you can go and you can sit there. Maybe you journal, right? Maybe you sketch. But I'm getting you being peaceful, sitting quiet, and allowing, right, you to tap into you and your higher self, you and your intuition. But you have to quiet the noise to be able to do that. So lean into those things that help you to quiet the noise, whether it's with you and your higher self or you and the person that you are dealing with. Advice from Spirit is, again, Queen of Cups. She is nurturing. She is motherly. She is warm and compassionate and just a lover of love of all. She's flowy. She is, again, she's very tapped into herself. So two things, well, a few things, but two things that I'm really getting. The advice from Spirit is connect with somebody that is and is embodying this energy. Now, this could be, if you are working on a relationship, maybe you go to couples counseling, right? That could very well be, and you are finding there's a counselor that's embodying this very feminine, very receptive, very open, very flowing, loving energy, right? Or you could, if this is somebody, maybe you need to connect with your mother, right? Mother's Day is in May. And I know that it's not just a day, one day, but maybe you also need that nourishment and that love of a mom, right? Of a divinely feminine. And so those are some things that, again, you might be going out. Maybe you call mom and go out and have lunch and talk. Maybe you haven't for a long time, and this would be that perfect opportunity. And maybe you do it outside of the Mother's Day. You still celebrate her on Mother's Day, but maybe you just say, hey, let's go to talk. Because again, it's you connection. There's a lot of connecting, right? Because when we think about the Five of Swords, this is a disconnected energy. This is like going your own way. This is a joining, it's coming together, it's connecting. This is allowing the noise to calm, to connect, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with peace, and this is connection. So you really are seeking that connection, and that is what's going to help heal, right? That's going to help. It could very well be something mom says that helps you to radically accept, or it could very well be that therapist from a different viewpoint that helps to connect and helps you to resolve that unfinished business, right? So advice from Spirit is really connect with somebody who embodies this energy, right? Whether you're seeking help together, or connect with somebody who has this energy. Again, she is meditating. So that's a big thing. Meditate, get quiet. You could very well need to go and take a warm bath, right? Maybe a shower. Allow water to cleanse and to flow. That's because in the month of May, you have some things coming around so that you can finish up that business, so that you can move forward and you can start really letting those opportunities find you, right? She is very receptive. It's a very receptive energy. So again, allow those things that you have been seeking to come through. All right, Earth signs, we are going to end with a mindful practice that you can do throughout the month of May to help you to heal, to help you to ground, and to help you really live mindfully, cultivating calm. Let's see what we're getting for you. Have a massage. A massage doesn't have to be a treat. It can be an important part of respecting your body and reducing tension. All right, so that's that time to get quiet, time to allow yourself, and it could be that unfinished business is resolved, and then you have that tension and you have those cords, you have that energy, those emotions that are kind of trapped in our muscles. Rub that out, let that go, treat yourself. This could be a spa. You're going and you are allowing yourself to have a spa experience to rejuvenate. And this could just be one time if you want, but maybe that's what that calendar I'm getting. And you go and maybe there's self-care. That's a big thing coming through. Do a lot of self-care this May, because that's what's going to help to resolve some of these things just naturally. Giving yourself the time to sometimes just radically accept. All right, Earth signs, that's what I have for you for the month of May. If there's any feel-good vibes you would like me to send your way, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll surely send them your way. Until we meet again, with much love and appreciation. Be well. See you next time. Bye-bye.